Hello everyone, welcome to So Bad It's Good. Don't worry about Christopher being on his phone. He wants to be here just as much as you do.
I was making sure I had my notes ready actually, but you called me out.
Oh yeah, notes. I'm just.
This time we watched a Stephen King classic.
Who, by whose measure
By
is this
Stephen
classic?
Sleepwalkers.
I suppose it's classic if you really hate any adaptation of any of his stuff. Because it's shit.
First thing it comes up with is some text, isn't it? To say a sleepwalker is a feline-like creature that likes to feed on virgins. And
the essence of virgins.
The essence of virgins. Life
Force
force of virgins.
Yeah.
Shapeshift and can be mortally wounded by common or garden domestic cat.
It also says that at the start as well, it does say that they belong to the vampire family. Does it say that? Something along those lines.
Does it?
Stephen King wrote this purely for screen, right?
He didn't. No, it was done by him for screen.
Yeah.
But it was adapted from one of his unpublished short stories.
Yeah.
So he didn't. Someone didn't go, "Hey, write a movie," and he go, "Okay, I'm going to write a movie."
Right.
Someone said, "We'd really like to make a movie," and he said, "No,
I've got some shit out back you can have.
I think it is an unpublished short story, but he's had anthology books before where his collections of short stories have been put together and published as a thing. Yeah. And I don't think this was even good enough for that.
Well, he was keeping this one little secret, wasn't he?
Maybe he was just going through hard times.
This film is told from the point of view of these shapeshifters, of these sleepwalkers, which is a slightly unusual thing to do when you just don't...
There's no reason to like them.
Within minutes, you see dead cats hanging, you see a lady, a young girl that's died, and then you see the people that did it, and then you see them have sex with each other.
Hold on. No. You see the people that did it, establish that they are mother and son.
Yes.
And then they have sex.
Yeah.
How do we just make them weirder? Incest, that'll do. Opens in Bodega Bay.
Bodega Bay.
There is a crime scene.
There is a crime scene with one of the most unexpected, uncredited cameos.
But somebody sure doesn't like cats.
Oh my God, don't you remember?
Shit.
No.
It's only Mark Hamill.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Did we ever get to the bottom
Yes,
of that?
we Googled it.
Looks like that place has been empty for 100 years.
No, it hasn't.
He's probably mates with Stephen King.
He was, yeah.
And Stephen King has said...
He's probably thought, this will be gold, it's Stephen King.
Yeah, do you want to be in this?
Yeah. When's Stephen King ever gone wrong?
No. We move across to the house,
of
the crime scene.
Yeah.
And it's just dead cats hanging from a house.
Like they've committed suicide.
Did nobody notice that they started stringing dead cats up outside their house?
They
That
might
doesn't
have
look
done
like a 5-minute job.
might have done it
There's
overnight.
Loads.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, why?
Why string the cats up?
Why were they doing that? Now, knowing what we now know about the Sleepwalkers, why would they do that?
Well, we're leaving now, we'll get our deposit back, clean the place up,
Yeah.
brighten it up a little bit.
String up some cats.
Who needs wind chimes when you can have dead cats?
I also want to mention there's an extra. I do love extras in films sometimes.
Oh, the intrusive, the intrusive woman who just sort of leans in.
God, I just hope nothing horrible happened to them. They were so close.
Ma'am, please step back.
Hope nothing horrible's happened to them, and they both just kind of be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yeah.
So then the police then move into the house, having gotten past their cat wind chimes.
Yeah.
A body is propelled from a cupboard.
A young lady body.
Well, it's weird because it does sort of eject
It's a younger. Yeah.
Closer
The
inspection.
pros, figured
They
out.
realise that has braces.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is a young girl.
And that's it. Then we're like, boom, we're out of there.
So we.
And Mark Hamill was never seen again.
And I'm pretty sure that the opening credits themselves contain a level of exposition that we missed. Because it's all kind of hieroglyphs and pages.
Oh, no, I didn't
page
miss
from books.
that.
No, we didn't miss it.
Oh, I completely missed that. Goes from record player to him sitting at a desk to him then carving a T in his arm for no reason.
Yes!
Unnecessary, never referenced again.
No, so the T stands for Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya.
But why he's doing that...
Because he's new to school as well.
Yeah, he's new to town, new to school.
He's a school-aged lad and his
Or his
creepy mother.
perceived to be a school-aged lad.
Yeah,
At this point in the movie, though, has not met Tanya.
So the idea is that they take young virgins and they get their essence, right, and they feel young again. First of all, why does she have to be of an age where she can actually fight back? I mean, I know that sounds weird for me to say it, but why not?
I see where
why
you're
not
going.
pick 10-year-olds? Secondly, you start to think for a little bit that he's actually is infatuated with Tanya, to the point where his mum even says,
Should I be jealous? Oh, Mother.
And you think he's not going to do it, and there's going to actually be this almost like a story of redemption for him.
which is where I thought
Turning against the mother.
I thought where it might have gone.
Because,
but then
which
he
would make
takes-
sense in that
That's
telling it from his perspective.
Yeah, exactly. But then it takes such... He takes such joy in terrorizing her.
I don't think you're entering into the spirit of this. Why don't you just think of yourself as lunch?
Such a
At
twist.
the end.
Like,
In the middle.
in the middle of it.
It's from the middle of the
that
movie.
You're like, oh, so you never really liked her. So why are you putting a T in your arm?
Yeah.
There are lots of cats outside just hanging around. The
And
reason they're hanging around, I think, is because the silly cows put chicken outside in the front garden.
They've littered their lawn with like little mini bear traps with chicken in them.
Yeah.
Because they can't be near the cats because the cats will
kill
hurt them.
Yeah, hurt them.
The cats
yeah.
will kill them.
Why not? If they're going to automatically come for you, put sprinklers down and traps.
Yeah, they clearly don't know much about
Like,
cats.
it is very easy to
given
keep
that
cats.
they've been going
I
for
know.
thousands of years, it may be why they're the last of their kind.
The dialogue in this film is awful.
Yeah.
To a surprising level because it's Stephen King and he writes stories for a living.
It's badly acted.
No, hang on with the acting.
So most of it's badly acted.
I disagree. I actually think the acting in this throughout, and I get it. It's very easy to laugh at. But I think for what they were paid to do, I thought actually most of the actors and actresses in this did an actually
I thought
really
the lead
good
girl
job.
was all right.
Lead girl I thought was fantastic.
She was in Twin Peaks. She was
Oh,
one of
yeah,
the main
you said-
characters
yeah.
in Twin Peaks.
Was it her?
Yeah.
I thought Charles in places was very good. Thought the mother came off creepy and was weird in the kind of right. They are playing very difficult parts, and I would
yeah.
in lesser hands that would have been horrifically terrible.
I love you, Mom.
Do you?
It gets a little bit sensual and then eventually a little bit sexual. So we meet Tanya. She's working in the cinema, I think it was.
She is. She puts on her headphones and dances
Dancing
for an
around.
extremely long amount of time.
Yep.
You don't have to do this whole charade of, oh yeah, I really like you, and let's go on a
because it makes
date.
it a very different movie if it just becomes about mother and son kidnapping people.
But then
kidnap and suck
then
their
it
life
made-
from
Suck their
them.
life
Or, but it
out,
could be
dump
quite a
them like
clever
a-
chase movie or something like
yeah,
that.
like a Bonnie and Clyde with two.
yeah.
that could have been interesting.
But I don't think that then necessarily fits the brief of a Stephen King story.
But then I don't think Stephen King
which is
wrote
why
this very well.
Which is why this was unpublished, and he just threw it at some producers because they wanted to make a film out of some of his work.
That starts as a crane shot outside the movie theatre and then kind of works its way down and past the box office on the outside and then through the door to her and then into that corridor where she's dancing.
There is
it's
some,
all...
the cinematography, I think, and some of the shots are very good in this.
Go ahead.
You mean free?
She couldn't be more obvious that she wants to get on him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is
It's
just
very on the nose.
She's incredibly unvirginal.
yeah.
Do
The
you know?
behaviour
I
is
don't
not
know.
becoming.
No, I think it is. I think it's someone that like has these feelings and
But
has
there's
never
a-
and
but
is like.
there-
Oh.
but there's a confidence in the way that she interacts
Yeah.
with him that I wouldn't
Do you
necessarily.
think?
I'm very embarrassed. Am I blushing?
You look good in red, Tanya.
How'd you know my name?
English.
Oh, you're the new guy.
Up until that point, she's essentially flirting with a stranger. And
What,
which
you're
is
saying a
which
lady
is
not very virginal.
which is fine. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that strangers shouldn't flirt, but given that they make this whole big thing of the fact that she's this flirt, it's like, oh, she's one of those.
I found it
She
quite
almost seems to be
innocent.
one of those ones who wears those innocence bands, but will do everything
I don't
but.
suppose you'd like a ride home after work tonight, would you?
My dad picks me up.
Nice dad.
Yeah. Besides, what would your girlfriend say if you gave the popcorn girl a ride home?
I actually thought that was just a very nervous, giggly girl that was very like, oh, I fancy him, but I don't know how to handle this. I don't think she was seductive in any way.
I don't think you read the signs very well.
I don't think you read that very well.
Well, 2 of us are married and 1 of us is single.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so they have their little chat and he says, do you want to come out on a date and all this? And then for some reason, when she's finished her shift and gets in the car with her dad, he's just standing by the side of the cinema watching. He walks home. And this is weird because he offers to give her a lift home. Because the shot afterwards is him walking to his house and the car's already there.
It's my son, officer.
As he walks up the path, cop pulls a gun on him because the cop's there to fucking get rid of the cats. He's just so allergic, so I phoned the police because there's a cat outside the house.
Which is weird.
But he's so allergic, but he's not in.
If you're a beast, though, that's survived thousands, why are you calling the police?
Yeah.
Why are you bringing them to your house? Why?
I don't know.
What?
son.
None of it makes sense. This is what I really don't like. It's from a writer. That's what really upsets me. It's a writer, and there's no thought in the writing.
Which is just backs up more and more the theory that it was unpublished because it's shit and someone offered him a load of money for it.
And that annoys me then, because it means you didn't care. It means you took the job of someone that could have written a better script than you.
No,
shame on you. Shame on you, Stephen King.
And it pays pretty well.
I think out of every film we've watched so far, and we've only watched 4, but this one upset me the most because the writing is...
What, more than Ninja Apocalypse?
This was so awfully written, like just things didn't make sense. Just none of the shit made sense.
No, very little of it.
None of it. How'd you deal with cats? Oh, we're going to put chicken out. Get rid of the chicken, have bear traps, and put sprinklers on.
You're really hung up on this sprinklers thing, aren't you?
Because because it's one of the most simplest changes to have made that they didn't make.
Have you thought about emailing Stephen King?
Oh, like he gives a shit.
I feel like this one's prime for a reboot.
Oh,
No.
And it pays pretty well.
doubt he even remembers this film happening.
I
doubt
probably not. Yeah.
He'd just be like, oh yeah, no, that was 92. No, I was drinking that year.
Time of happiness, too brief to be anything but golden, had run out.
They're in class.
And Charles is reading probably the short story from Stephen King
Yep.
in the classroom.
All of it.
Now, we all understand that a story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. But that's like saying a box has 4 sides.
Actually, Mr. Fallows, a box has 6 sides.
And then the teacher, they all go to
all leave.
recess or they finish school.
And he gives
the hammiest.
Played by the chap who played Otto in
Beetlejuice.
Are you going to skip over the introduction of her friends?
Oh, her 2 friends.
With the most uncomfortable.
Like him?
Well, what happened? Did he ask you out or anything? Nothing specific.
What did he say? What happened? Well, nothing happened. Oh, but you wanted it to. I really wish as well that Stephen King wrote her as Blowjob Girl and someone went, look, I know that's what she does, but please don't.
We know.
Yeah, just call her friend 2. It's what everyone else does, Stephen. No!
Yeah.
Blowjob Girl!
No, she can't be called friend 2 because she does this.
He's left Tanya's house.
Yeah. And he's just being his normal rebellious self.
He's driving like a wild man.
Driving with the top
Well, actually,
down.
I don't even know if he is driving that badly because
No,
the
he's
only
just
reason
driving.
that the only reason
He's blaring his music. He's being a bit
Oh,
yobbish.
youth.
How dare you turn your radio up?
And then who is it that pulls up behind him and tells him to pull over? Because he
Old
bibs at him, doesn't he?
Creepy teacher man.
Creepy teacher
who's hell-bent on revenge.
The teacher walks over to his car and goes, "Hey there, little Sally."
There is no Paradise Falls in Ohio. Your transcripts are also fakes.
Then he goes, I don't know if you want my money or like I haven't got any money or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh, you youth of today, all you think about exchanging
Your
is money.
mercenaries.
Well, money is not the only medium of exchange.
He says, "Oh, there are other ways you can compensate me." Or something along those.
And goes to grab, I assume, his penis.
I'm sorry!
Charles then chases creepy teacher man.
Yeah.
Creepy teacher looking over his shoulder in fear, then runs into a tree.
Awful.
Doesn't get caught,
No.
runs into a tree.
But then
Why not? If you're trying to establish your shapeshifter man as this, tough
thing to be scared of.
Yeah, like surely he just catches him.
Andy Simpson.
Oh yes, our fun-loving policeman friend.
I loved
it's-
Andy Simpson.
See, I don't even remember him as Andy Simpson. I just remember him as Clovis's mate.
Yeah, same.
Boy, get the bad guy. Get the bad guy. Get the bad guy. Come on, Clovis.
I think
Yeah.
he saw this part and went, I'm going to have fun with this. And
Yeah.
you can tell he has read the script and gone, this is bullshit, and I'm going to have so much fun with it. And he plays it. I think just there's such a joy to watch him in this.
He is a bright spot in a very dark film.
Yeah, and he's brilliant every time he's it. Like, he gets that having this cat drive around him is batshit. So he plays into that.
He's a police officer.
Properly explain that.
No, he's a police officer who essentially his best friend is a cat called Clovis.
Yeah.
It's like
who
his partner.
sits in the police car with him, acting as his partner.
It would make more sense to have a dog, but we need a cat for this.
Yeah, it
so
would have.
he's going to be the quirky cop. I mean, who would take him seriously as a policeman?
Well, I don't think they do.
They don't, because
don't.
after what happens and he goes back to the police station, they almost talk to him like he's just he's the special guy who we let drive around in one of the police cars. Unsurprisingly, Charles is speeding because he's making his getaway.
Yeah, I mean, but he doesn't need to make.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't need to make his getaway. He's done it.
Yeah,
Yep, and
he's killed the witness.
Yep.
In the
And
middle of
they've
a forest.
And they've been doing this for thousands of years.
Yeah.
But, you know,
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And then
honestly
so
think
he
it's
then
worse written
whizzes
than fucking
past.
Last Jedi. Andy chases after Charles. He nearly runs over kids, and then Andy sort of goes, I think this guy's playing with me.
Bastard almost ran down a little girl. I think he tried to run her down. And I think he's playing with me. Get me some backup.
So Andy then catches up with Charles and gets alongside him and says, pull over, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then Charles gives him the finger.
Yeah.
Then
And
spots
then
Clovis.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I love him. I love Andy so much in this. There's another bit when the truck that comes towards him and he goes, motherfucker! Like, it's fucking brilliant.
He is.
I love Andy.
How many of Andy's motherfuckers do you think were ad-libbed?
All of them.
A few. And then we see his power.
He's
his
dimming.
ability.
He's dimming.
The ability to dim, yeah. He looks like he's really concentrating hard on.
Just like he's having a real poo. He's really straining to get this one out.
And then the car vanishes.
Him included. Because Andy then pulls up sort of opposite where Charles is hiding.
Yeah.
Right next to him, yeah.
Literally right next to him.
And he's like, I've lost him. I don't know how I've lost him. And then
Clovis can still see him.
The true hero of this film.
Definitely.
Lazy
hero, but hero.
Hero nonetheless. Clovis can see him because of his
part-time
cat
hero,
vision.
I'd say.
Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me, you fucking cat!
He sort of cuts to Clovis vision, and you can see, which is just normal vision with a slightly purple.
Yeah, with like a CPP,
with a
sepia type.
Is the door open? Like
the window's open, and
so
the closed.
Clovis is able to get out and get him at that point.
Could do,
but doesn't.
Nope, lazy.
Right.
He's just a cat. He doesn't want to have to get involved in that shit.
But is it though? Because why are all the other cats hanging around outside her house?
Yeah, but they're doing fuck all as well.
No, they want to get in, but they can't.
They're just there.
Traps.
No, they're just there for the chicken.
Yeah,
but they haven't quite figured out how to get it off the bear traps yet.
Yeah.
Is that the point where Andy goes back to the police station and everyone goes, "Oh, you're such an idiot."
Clovis here got a good look at him, and he didn't like him. He didn't like him one little bit.
Boy arrives at home.
Yeah, Mum's hungry.
She's getting desperate.
She's ravenous.
What are you talking about? I'm starving, Charles.
So she slaps him because she's so angry. Then she apologises. She realises, she let her cravings get to her.
Bit of her son's dick.
And then they have sex,
They're
and that's
banging.
the point where you see them in their true form.
Two people in monster suits have awkward sex. So then Tanya and Charles go off to do some
So she just arrives at the house, doesn't she?
No,
Like unexpectedly.
First of all, she meets his mother.
I'm so glad you came by.
Thank you.
Like the mum is weirdly like
She's really
creepy,
touchy
with Tanya.
Yeah.
And then they have this really weird scene,
almost
right?
a bit flirty.
Yeah, it is. But I get that though, because she's obviously hungry, and there's a sexual element, I guess, to take in the essence.
Like when
from
a cat's pawing at the cupboard.
Mom, we really ought to be going.
Soon, Charles.
So the mum's incredibly weird, and then the next scene, literally is them arriving at the homeland, which is the graveyard. But there's no way that they got in that car and she didn't go, so your mum's interested.
Yeah.
Like there was none of it. Was like, nah. They just didn't talk about any of that.
No, don't acknowledge it at all.
Get to the
drove in silence.
Yeah.
They've established earlier in her bedroom that she's a keen photographer. She's got a manual SLR camera.
Yeah.
Right, and she is looking through the viewfinder at him whilst taking photos. The viewfinder on a manual SLR camera is a mirrored reflection for what is actually coming through the lens of the camera.
Like a periscope.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. If mirrors are what reveal these things to be their true selves, then her looking at it through a camera.
Or like the reflection on the car.
Yeah, she's sitting in the car. It's got a rear view mirror.
Anything.
There's no, you sit in a car and you have occasion sometimes to just, something will catch your eye in the mirror.
Windscreen.
And you'll see
Sometimes you'll see
yeah.
a reflection in the windscreen.
Yeah.
faint
Wing
one.
mirror. There's so many reflective surfaces.
Oh, sorry.
They do some rolling around and it gets a little bit kind of
steamy.
a little bit, yeah, kind of not really. It's all a bit tame, isn't it? Like there's a bit of kissing, and then suddenly,
I couldn't breathe.
Is this the excitement you were talking about, Tanya?
just goes from 0 to 100. Yeah, 0 to 100. Like just, I need you.
Yeah.
And then he turns into Catboy.
No real reason,
No.
particularly.
No. Like the worst way of getting, like he could have. He's so strong. He could have just knocked her out.
Yeah.
Punch her in the face.
I mean, she came to his house.
Yeah.
With his mum there.
Yeah. Why did they move to the next location?
Just don't go out.
Lock the door.
Yeah. Oh, here you are, Mum. Do you want to just suck her soul now?
Yeah. We've got her. She's here. The only reason that would play out right is if he actually had feelings for her, but the next scene proves that he has none.
Pika, baby! I lied! It does have to hurt.
She manages to put up a pretty good fight against someone that can rip someone's hand off. Whilst she defends herself and runs away, we get Andy. He's back.
Andy arrives to
Why does he
rescue her.
arrive?
He's just checking out.
He sees a car.
Element live, element right. Come on, you fucking turkey, get your right foot right. Get off the stage, you fucking jerk. You know, you piss me off.
So Andy turns up. She's running out and like, oh my god, he's there. And then this is one of the there's a lot worse bits, but there's a bit that he does the proper like horror film thing where he goes, sit down, you're fine. Yeah, no, he's over there. Yeah, but you sit down fine. I'm not gonna look behind me. Oh my god!
Look, just calm down.
No, wait. No, we both have to go.
Calm down, okay?
No.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Oh my god! He stabs Andy in the ear, and you're like, oh, Andy's gone.
Oh, it
And,
is a bit
and
grim,
in
that
true,
bit.
true Jim Carrey fashion,
Yeah.
it's a cop kebab!
Cop kebab!
Andy shoots at him, and he
At
goes,
Charles.
"You didn't fire a warning shot."
It does. It all of a sudden turns into a Looney Tunes.
It's just
cartoon.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
And then so he shoots him. He kills Andy. Shoots Andy, and then he goes to go for the girl again for Tanya. And then this is when Clovis goes, "Hang on."
Clovis finally decides to wake up from his
Yeah.
fucking nap.
He's finished licking his balls and
Yeah.
gone, all right, I'll deal with this. So he jumps, and then you get the adorable bit of an actor acting with a
soft-
puppet,
yeah,
a soft toy, going like that,
And then
doing
some
his best.
close-up shots
Yeah,
of someone with a cat.
I quite like that.
Yeah,
bit,
it worked
I
quite
do.
well.
Quite clearly
At least
a
he had
puppet
something to, but at least
work
the,
with,
at least
yeah.
the actor for Charles had something to react to,
Yeah.
rather than just.
See, it's tough. I thought he did a very good job, and then the cat as
He
he's
didn't
all
do a
right.
very good
No,
job
all right.
at all.
No, I like to take some positives from this. Because I sat through it. Now we're talking about it, and then I've got to edit.
He gets a proper
He
morning
does. He does.
Clovis.
Gets in the car, drives straight home.
Charles.
Sees his mother and goes, "It burns."
And then
he's sort of more into his normal form by that point.
Yeah,
as in his cat
beaten
form.
up. He's beaten up.
I'm afraid they'll be coming for us soon.
Then we get Stephen King's cameo, and I'm sorry.
Oh, is he like a CSI or something?
No, he's the owner of the graveyard.
Buddy, I ain't taking the rap on this. I lock this place up every night. It's not my fault if every pervert, weirdo,
Well, don't talk to
horny...
me. Go talk to someone in charge. I'm busy.
It's not my fault if every horny kid and weirdo, pervert comes in here. I lock this place up. I don't need this action.
Okay, don't talk to me. Talk to the sheriff.
I really like this. I thought the shot was excellent.
It is.
And I also loved the way he actually took the mick out of him. So, to be honest, as much as I've shouted on Stephen King, I thought he gave him a part which was pretty funny.
Sheriff, hey.
Not now.
I love it. I thought it was brilliant.
It is funny.
I was
completely out of keeping with the rest of the movie.
Completely
the
pointless.
tone of the rest of the movie.
We've just had Jim Carrey trying to eat a girl.
True.
I was all right with this at this point.
Do you reckon by this point he knew how bad this movie was?
Definitely.
Then the girl gets taken back to her parents with Officer Doofy, Horace, but reminds me of Doofy from a scary movie.
Yeah.
Do her parents know a Class 1 assault did not occur?
You mean do they know she managed to avoid being raped by the bastard? Yes.
Okay.
He goes home to make sure she's okay, and she says, "Bring the cat with you
later."
Because the
Can
cat.
Can you bring the cat later?
Because it saved my life.
Yeah. Why she can't take it now? No idea.
It's under investigation.
Yeah,
they're interviewing it.
Yeah. So it's okay to send the girl who was attacked home, but the cat who was sat in the police car, there's a lot more processing to do for him.
The chief was sat there going, "Now, what did you see?" So they are dim. Ron Perlman. It's the first time we see Ron Perlman.
Hands up!
And
I'm assuming he wasn't that well known at the time.
Maybe not. Maybe
no,
not. But
I'm surprised he got any jobs after this one.
Yeah, I was about to say, for his sake, I hope he wasn't very well known at the time.
I told you to wait on my word. I thought you gave it.
But he's not a local cop. He's like a ranger,
Out-of-town sheriff.
Like a state ranger or something, like a state trooper or something like that, as opposed to a local sheriff.
Did they actually introduce him properly?
No. That's the first one he
comes. This is so and so. He's from.
Yeah, he's just got a different hat on.
I'd like to set up a couple of checkpoints in and out of town.
The perp's history by now, Ira.
He killed one of my men.
We've got a dead police officer. We've got to find the perp. He's probably made a run for it. And then Ron Perlman goes, "Oh, well, we won't catch him." And then he goes, "But we've got nothing to go on." And I was like, "Hang on, we've got a dead body and we've got a witness. We've definitely got something to go on." And then he says,
All you got is one hysterical little girl with a very vivid imagination. Listen, that little girl needs a good smack on the butt. And if her mama and daddy won't do it, I'll happily volunteer.
and why doesn't the chief go, "What? Hold on. What the fuck are you talking about? We've got a dead officer,
and that girl's just been attacked.
What? How are you saying that she's either the murderer or what? Because you're making no sense, Ron Perlman."
Hi, I'm Mary Brady, Charles's mother.
So the mother ends up coming to Tanya's house.
Charles couldn't come himself.
Donald, who is it?
He's like,
no.
She basically beats the shit out of all of them.
She throws the mum out the window.
Yes, throws the mum out the window.
Yeah, that's
she loses her shit at this point.
Yeah.
Then Horace shoots terribly.
He's lucky that none of his colleagues were there.
But one of his other colleagues
was
Clovis. And had a partner.
It's fine though. Horace gets a beautiful death when he's stabbed in the back by a corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob. You heard that right, folks.
And then she grabs Tanya and just drags her out the front. And police officers turn up and they ignore this woman being dragged on the front lawn. And then Ron Perlman goes over and goes, listen to me. Then shoots 2 police cars and they blow up.
Before I did, I remember, and I've written it down, the cat army starts to amass.
Yes, that is important. The cats have had enough. They're like,
that's it.
Fuck this, we can't get the chicken, let's get the shits in the house.
Fuck her up.
You know what I really wanted there? I wanted a scene with Clovis going around and going to the street cats like, guys, we've got to get it.
Guys, you'll never guess what he did to Alan. No, not Alan.
Andy takes Tanya back to hers.
They're off. They're off.
Back to
she's
hers.
had it.
And then, I reckon the best scene, she gets him, this disgusting looking man in a suit. It's awful. It's dripping with whatever's on it.
No,
and then gets them to dance.
No, you've missed a bit.
Oh,
you've
well,
missed
bugger
a bit.
me. What have I...
Because when she returns home, the cats who have been amassing, there are more cats on the lawn now.
Right, yeah.
So she, obviously...
How is she going to get past the cats and get in the house?
You just ram-raid your own house.
you just drive the police car that you're in straight through the front wall of your house.
Because, fuck it. They're obviously leaving at this point. You're not getting your deposit back.
No, it's done, innit? Start hanging the cats up. We're moving. Then the best scene in the world, where she gets her son to stand up and hold on to her. And then goes, does she say dance? Like dance with him or something? Like, this is his favourite song. Yeah, this is his favourite song. But you wouldn't know that.
But
no! He was trying to suck my soul, you silly bitch.
But at this point, right?
Like, why would she? Oh, yeah, I knew all the intimates of your son.
Her soul starts to get sucked.
They've got great timing.
She realises that her soul is getting sucked, so uses her thumbs and drives them into his eyes.
Yeah.
Like,
which works.
Like deep, gory into... Of course it does.
You'd say that. They got shot earlier.
Who got shot?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like,
maybe they didn't get shot in the
like,
eyes. The eyes are quite soft and fleshy.
They said the only thing that can really hurt them are cats. Oh, also, if you stick your thumbs in her eyes, that fucks us.
No, but it...
that also works.
Yeah.
That's quite
he actually died.
That's quite a universal
Yeah, he does die
treat.
from that, yeah.
But do you think that's because he's already weakened?
But the cats then attack Mother Dearest.
This is great.
And then policeman arrives with a pump-action shotgun.
Yep.
Without a second's thought, by the way.
No, without a second's thought.
Has he seen... What has he seen beforehand?
No, he was at the house.
He was at
Was
the
he?
house.
At the house.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
must have been. He's seen Ron Perlman get his fingers bit off. Or we'll make the assumption that he has. Because otherwise, if he hasn't seen that, then he's walked into that house,
Yes.
seen a woman being attacked by cats, and blasted her through the chest with a shotgun.
It is quite funny, that bit. Someone was clearly having a laugh that day.
I tell you what, it's funny, but I also really like it. Like, I like the fact that...
It's a
that they
detail
did
that
it,
you
yes.
didn't think
Yeah.
they would include,
Yeah.
but they have.
The policeman lassoes the Mother Dearest, with one of the bear traps from outside, and it lands on her head.
Yes! Oh, yeah!
But is that the point at
And
which
then they
she
fight.
then
Yeah,
lifts
they
him
then
up? And,
sort of tussle.
She picks him up, she throws him onto
white picket
the white
fence.
picket fence, which, I would have thought that would have broke rather than, him being cut into it, but whatever.
doesn't something set on fire?
She sets on fire.
Does
How?
she
Because
spontaneously combust because of the cat scratches? Because it burns, it burns,
as
it
the
burns.
cats are attacking her, you can see these little sparks coming out of her.
Yes.
You killed my son! My only son!
And then I've just written Clovis jumps in the car as they watch Mum burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice end.
And then it finishes, doesn't it? There's
That's
no
it.
kind of...
That's
There's
it.
no epilogue. There's no kind of
No, hold on.
coda. There's no nothing. is
I
there?
think the last words are, it's just me and you now, Clovis.
Yeah.
And I found that weird because the mum and dad are probably still alive. Christopher, what would you give this, star-wise, entertainment stars?
It's kind of tough because
Out of 5.
it is awful,
Mm.
but there is an entertainment value in it. I think I'm going to give it... Oh, this is hard. I'm going to say 2.5.
2.5 stars.
Yeah, it was kind of entertaining, but there is a lot that's quite infuriating about it. No, I'm going to revise. I'm going to say 3.
I am going to do 1.5. For me, so much of it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't go wild enough for me to go, yeah, no, fuck it. It was fucking wild. There was incest. There was all sorts of shit in it.
Yeah,
it was utter bonkers.
It was utter bonkers, but it was also utterly, like, it was dull.
Yeah. No, I don't.
No, I wouldn't say
I
it
don't
was
think
dull.
it was dull.
Poorly executed.
I mean, cats jumping at people.
It's quite dumb.
I might even go 2.
See, that's
now
the
I'm
thing,
thinking
the more
about
you
it
think
because it
about
is
it.
so fucking stupid and just absolutely batshit.
For the Jim Carrey sort of
The Jim
crazy
like,
Looney Tunes
it
business.
doesn't make any sense, and I'm letting that cloud my judgment, and I shouldn't, because this isn't about films that make sense. This is, did you have a laugh and did you enjoy it? I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go to 2 stars. 2 out of 5 for me.
It's a solid 2 for me.
Solid 2?
Solid 2, yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it is... it's terrible, but it's terribly funny.
Yeah.
It's worth a crack, this film.
I reckon if you started watching this movie from the point at which he pulls the teacher's hand off,
Yeah,
I think
you are locked in.
Yeah, I think you are hooked. I think anything prior to that,
Nothing. Yeah,
you can almost kind of.
apart from that scene with the cats. I think
Well, the opening scene,
I
the
think
Mark
it
Hamill
gets you.
scene.
I think it gets you as soon as you see cats hanging. Anyway, so it gets a 7 out of 15, which is quite respectable. That's a definitely go and watch it with your friends, I think, score. And if you did enjoy this, please do give it a like, subscribe, tell all your friends. I mean, if you've lasted this long, yeah, I mean,
Well
you
done.
should have given us a like at least 10 minutes ago. Thank you for watching. Give your suggestions. Have you seen this film? Tell us about it. Goodbye.
They were thousands and thousands of years old, and then they've gone the way of the panda. That's what I think. They're just too fucking
themselves.
stupid.
Yeah.
I just spotted in your notes seductive peach cutting.
Has that
You know
happened
what?
yet? Has that
I'm not
happened
even.
yet?
I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to show the clip.
That may be what I've taken from it, and let's be honest, by that point, none of us were paying that much attention.
You killed my son.
Yeah. Well, they're all as fucking lazy as Clovis, then, aren't they?
They are. To
Wait
be
till
fair,
the last possible minute. I mean, that's
Yeah.
very cat-like.
It is
isn't
very
it?
cat. Yeah, it's like you
Just-
imagine the cat goes for her, scratches her, she's on the floor, and then walks onto a table and just goes like knocks a pot plant off. Like, and fuck you.
I kind of like to think of Clovis as like the Gandalf figure of this film.
No, don't think about that.
Yeah,
no,
I do.
Why? Because he's nothing.
Because he
like
saves
him.
them.
No,
he lets
stop.
them make their mistakes, but ultimately he's there. He's the wise one.
He only saves one of them, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't save his life.
I didn't say.
Does
his
it- yeah,
Doesn't save his partner.
Doesn't save his best mate.
They really shoot their load too early, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.